You mentioned something earlier I've been wanting to come back to when you said when you found personal responsibility, it kind of changed everything. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah. So I did my 300-hour yoga teacher training last year, and going through the sutras was, I mean, the sutras is it's responsibility training is really how I see it. It basically says like, the first sutra is, if you are in a trajectory of your life that you don't like, if something's happening in your life, there's no other time but right now to find a mentor, find a resource, find something, and go do the thing. And then the unfolding of the sutras is like, and you continue to come back to self-reflection. And if I'm doing this thing that I know is out of alignment, I understand that my life is going to be trash until I find alignment. And it's just a million different iterations of that. So going through that training, every single sutra we would hit, it was visceral how triggering each one was if I was out of alignment in a certain way. At the time, I was in a relationship that was long due over. And so anytime we would come up against, like, once you see the thing and you don't do the thing about it, you're going to suffer kind of thing, I would like
there's like a spiritual inevitability to it.
Yes. Yeah. The suffering of lack of responsibility is inevitable. And then so that training helped me end that relationship with not a fuck you, I'm going the other way because you've done this to me, but I'm so grateful for where we've come and how far we've walked, and our path has now come to a completion, and I'm going to take the responsibility and go this way. And everything from that showed me my abandonment wounds. It showed me how I grieve, because the way that ending unfolded tested every single relational trigger I could have come up against. And the only person to come back to was me. The call was coming from inside the house. And so, and the way that it unfolded, there were like community members that had their own feelings about it. And so I was having all of these, and I followed the train all the way to shit town anger, and there's nothing there. It is just hell. And so to get my way back, I had to take personal responsibility for how did I play a part in making that communication so confusing that now I can't even talk to that person. And like, where was my responsibility in that shrapnel? Some relationships are still in my life. Some relationships are not. And that's fantastic, because I was able to see that no matter what, I got me. And it's like just zooming back in. It's like the whole concept of like, if you're triggered by something that I say, it is not my responsibility to handle your trigger. It's your responsibility to say, this is the story that is coming up in my mind that I'm bringing to the table right now. And I either want to talk about it right now, or I'm going to go handle it, and I'll be able to reflect with you later.
Provided you have the capacity to do that. Like that's the thing about building capacity, expanding that window of tolerance. It sounds like that was the first. Sounds like this breakup, I guess we'll call it that, the way you ended this relationship, it was the first for you to do it that way.
I had never broken up with anybody. I've always been, it's always been the other way around.
So, I mean, you've reflected a lot on, what that was like. I mean, how long ago was this for you?
A year now.
A year? So, I mean, looking back on it a year later, what do you think you've learned from that experience?
That my integrity is my responsibility, and the integrity of others is theirs. And that spewing responsibility elsewhere will only shrapnel your energy, shrapnel my energy further. So the biggest thing that I've learned is that when I feel something, the first thing to do is to come home and not look for somebody else to fix it or affirm it. Because that was a big pattern of mine, was to the codependent, the deep-rooted codependent pattern of like, I feel uncomfortable in my own body, so my brain's going to find any possible reason that it's your fault so that you can help me with it. And nobody ever can give you, like, scratch that itch that need is looking for.
I've found that like sometimes you can get temporary relief through another person, but it's not making it go away. You're just dissociating from it. It's still building. You know what I mean? It's kind of like getting high to avoid your problems or whatever. We have a lot of experience.
Your inner child is still like, wait, no, but it wasn't
But
that.
Here's the thing. When you're getting your fix, you can't hear it. So it's just freaking out more.